Last Minute Man, and we are back on the range. I'm with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And Mr. Obvious, we are looking at this big, beautiful Bergara b-14 timber.
Yep.
And what are we going to do today?
We're going to go out to 400 yards.
Or as promised, we told you we'd be doing a 400-yard shot with this to see how tight she groups. Now we got a bunch of different loads here, Mr. Obvious. Why don't you tell us about these?
Oh, I've got some...
And I'll show close-ups.
Yeah, I got some hunting rounds. I don't know what all we end up shooting. I've got some VMAX, and I've got some 165 grain boat tail hollow point match Sierras.
And we've got all of this listed with the powder used and the grain of powder and all that. So we're testing out different loads to see if one shoots better than another. I got a feeling that this is probably going to shoot fairly consistent regardless of what we put in it. It should, because the 30-06 been around so long, it's kind of like everyone really knows what the pet loads are and stuff for it.
Yeah.
But we're going to give a few of these a shot and see how she does out at 400. And let's get to some shooting, Mr. Obvious. Okay, Mr. Obvious, what are we shooting here?
We are shooting 168 grain hollow point boat tail match.
Okay, and these are Sierra Match Kings. All right.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead out there. He believes we've got the scope right on.
Well, we don't know.
We don't know, but we'll find out.
We was pretty close to 200. I dialed it up 12 more clicks.
All right.
See what happens.
We'll know in the first shot.
Yeah, we'll know.
Picture in picture is up. You hit it. Where'd you hit at there, Mr. Obvious?
I hit just a little low and about one click to the right.
All right. Well, go ahead and give us 3. Give us a good group, and then we'll take it up from the... Actually, we'll just leave it there as our switching through the different loads, see if it moves.
All righty.
Give us 3. Tight groups. All right, there's another hit.
Stock that one right on top of that one.
All right, let's get one more, and then I'll go down and take a look at her. This is exciting. Golly. All right.
Stock that one almost on top of that, and it's about within 2 inches.
All right. Well, I'm going to go up there and look at it and get a close-up. All right, Mr. Obvious. Show us what we done did.
We done did. We don't need bull barrel guns no more. Bergara put the bull barrel guns out of business, let me tell you. So
that's something right there.
They have got their SHIT together, Bergara has. I mean, we're talking, you know, 2 1/8 inch spread on that, or right at 2 inch spread.
Yeah, you're right.
So you're half minute angle at 400 yards with a sporting rifle. I bought that just a deer hunt. I can't believe it.
that thing's really good. Now, those were competition bullets we were using. Let's put a regular hunting load through that, and let's not adjust the sights. We'll see if it prints different, and we'll take 3 shots, and we'll let you do it. You're doing great here. So let's get the accuracy of this baby in check and do another load.
We're going to go with the Amax. I said VMAX earlier, but it's Amax.
We're going to take y'all on a trip over the river through the woods. Show you our 400-yard shot here. Rock so hard. This thing's Okay there, Mr. Obvious. We have loaded up, and I'll show you guys here on camera. These are some of these Hornady Amax bullets. Okay, so you can see those close up. And this is a 168 as well, Mr. Obvious, or is this a 165?
168.
168s, and he's going to shoot this same distance. We have made no adjustments to the scope there. I want to see if there's any movement in the bullet. We'll see how he places them, and give me 3 there, Mr. Obvious. There's a hit. Right.
About
All
the
right,
same pattern.
Where do you think you hit them?
About pretty close to the same pattern, but just about a click to the left of them.
All right, well, I'll run up there on the quad and look at them real quick, and we'll be right back. All right, so here I am back at the target, and we got a lot of movement here. So this was our last group, and it looks like these, we got 1 flyer here, and the other 2 were right in here. So those are very close, and we got a flyer that may have been a user error, or it could be the bullet, who knows. But we're gonna go back, do the hunting loads, 3 more shots with that. Then I'll come back and we'll make our adjustments, and I'll shoot the final 3. But let's get up there and do this 180 grain. Mr. Obvious has raised this 4 clicks, correct?
4 clicks.
And I'm shooting the same 180 grain bullet. Yep. And he's got this thing zoomed into 24 power. Let's see how I do here. I don't fare as well with the high powered zoom as he does. But I'm gonna hold dead center on that, Mr. Obvious.
All righty, hold right dead on the black.
Yes, sir. All right, we ready?
Ready.
It hit high right. Let's see if I do the same thing. Yep, did the same thing again. Final shot. And I'll get down there, take a look at what I did, and paint it. And okay, so where I hit, only you at home know. I'll go back and watch the video later, but I definitely hit 1 up here. I don't know if I was consistently hitting up here. It looks like I was. It looks like there's 3 right here, but I don't think I'm that good. Especially with the hunting load, so it may have dropped. I'll watch that picture in picture when I get back to the computer to edit this, and I may write something above what I did here, what minute of angle that was. But yeah, so those were with 180 grain hunting loads. Obviously, the way I'm viewing it is different than Mr. Obvious. I'm shooting to the right of where he shot, and he did raise it 4 clicks, and I think he was right about 2 or 3. So. And we are back with our after action report. And what do we have to report today, Mr. Obvious?
I'm going to report a shooter today.
It shoots great.
I'm telling you, shooting about everything we put in it pretty good.
Yeah, this thing is shooting just, it's pretty amazing what they can do now.
Yeah.
It's like seems like anything you buy these days is fairly accurate. And I mean, we were shooting different loads, and of course you saw some movement in those. It seemed like the thing it liked the most was those Sierra Match Kings. Actually, the 180 grain that I shot, and that could have just been, I mean, this barrel's still hot right now too.
Yeah.
But that could have just been luck, but I shot those pretty tight.
I mean, a tight group like that is shooting them soft points, Hornadays.
Yeah.
That's going to be my hunting load, 180 grain.
Yeah, get that 0 to you. And of course, different shooters have different quirks and different things that we do. I clearly have a heavier pull than Mr. Obvious does. That's probably me torquing up or tensing as I'm shooting. Something I'm doing wrong in the process, or just doing so right. It's just so different, you know. but no, clearly I'm pulling the trigger a little harder. I've got a little more deviation than he does. So you know, that's things you can work on your fundamentals and get that stuff squared away and get it right, or use zero scope just to you. And you know, I'm one of those people. I've been doing this so long, anything that I'm probably doing wrong there is going to be very difficult to unlearn. So it's you know, it's just different people have different feel for a gun or whatnot. I can tell you this thing shoots great. Even when it was getting hot there, we weren't seeing it walking or anything.
No.
Normally what we have seen in the past is bullets will start to trail. You know, they'll start to trail up, and I think a lot of that is we had one of our viewers describe it to us as mirage from the scope, and we weren't getting that here. This thing's just a shooter. It shoots great. It's just, and it's a beautiful specimen at that.
Yeah.
You know,
beautiful gun. Shoots great. I like it. It's shooting my two favorite bullets, 168 grain hollow point boat tail match, and it's shooting that soft point 180 grain for hunting.
Yeah.
And I'm just tickled to death. Both of them would just stack. You stacked them in there like that at 400, and I stacked them in there at 400 with my two favorite loads.
Yeah. So yeah, if there was an elk out here on my place at 400, of course we do have elk in Kentucky, but not in the area we're in. But yeah, that would be an elk load, 180 grain. You would have no problem killing an elk at 400 yards with that. Really, that's what I consider my effective range is about 400 yards. You'll see guys, and we had one viewer saying, don't you have any shot further than 400 yards? Well, yeah, I mean, we can get that, but that's really unlikely. Here in Kentucky, you've got so many farms crisscrossing each other or terrain features and things like that. Well, it's difficult to get a 600-800 yard shot.
Well, while we mostly do 400 yards, everybody knows minutes of angle. You can do the math.
Yeah.
You know what this gun's going to do at 800 and 1,000. If we're shooting 2-inch groups at 400, you know, you're 4 inches at 800. Well, you know what I'm saying? You can do the math.
Well, and I'll quote Steve Ranella there, Meat Eater. You know, he's got a TV show there, and he talks about different hunters shooting, and you'll hear people claiming, oh, 30-06, that's a 1,000-yard gun. Yeah, really, it's not, okay? Yeah, shooting off a concrete slab on a range that's boxed in and stuff, sure. You know, and like he said, sure, I can make those shots like that. He said, but hiking up at altitude, it's raining, the wind's blowing, your nerves are high because you're looking at that prize bull that you're about to shoot. He said, you're not that good. And he said, there are people that are that good. He said, but I'm not one of them, and I highly doubt most people watching are. He said about 400 yards is where he feels comfortable shooting, and I tend to agree with that. I feel with a high-powered rifle, 400 yards is a give me, really. Anything over that, you know, you gotta know you gotta know your equipment, you gotta know what your capabilities are, know what your capabilities aren't also. Know your limitations. You don't want to maim an animal. You want a humane kill. You know, I know we all get that buck fever and you think, man, I'm gonna reach out there, I'm gonna get him, and sometimes it works out in your favor, but if it doesn't work out in your favor, you're maiming an animal.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't like to take a shot that's not a sure thing. And to me, 400 yards is a sure thing. Have I said enough about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've made my point.
There's a lot of truth in that. I mean, you just walked the 1/8 mile up the hill, your heart's pumping.
Yeah.
Now you see this big monster elk out there. Now your adrenaline's going. Now you're on target and you're like this. You know, yeah, I mean, there's
Yeah.
a lot comes in play. That's true. That's a fact.
And not to say I'm the end all be all, and Mr. Obvious and I, we're not trying to sit here and claim we are the world's most knowledgeable guys or anything like that. We're just giving you our opinions, our experiences. Some people, you know, we're not competition shooters. I'm not the world's greatest or anything like that. I'm just an average Joe that has some experience with firearms, and I go out here and shoot, and I do pretty decent. And I've never missed a deer. So
You see how this gun shoots. That's what we brought it to you today, to show you how this gun shoots, and it shoots.
It shoots great.
Yeah.
And I'm very pleased with it. And of course, practice with whatever you got. You can tighten things up, find your pet load, whatever it is. I mean, some people like hunting, you know, if you're varmint hunting, I don't know how this would do with a varmint a bullet. You know, you could do what, 127 grain?
125 grain.
125.
Yeah.
And I'd be curious to see what it would do with that. Let us know in the comment section what you think. But yeah, if you are varmint hunting, if it's called upon to do so, you can do it, you know, coyote hunt or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people, actually one of our viewers, Mr. Green, talks a lot about, and correct me if I'm wrong, sir, but it's either 150 or 147 grain he says he has a lot of issues with, and I tend to agree with that.
I do too.
When you're going with the 30 caliber, it seems to me like the 308 and the 30-06 seem to like the heavier bullets.
When you get to 165 grain and above, that's where they start.
Really shine.
That's where they shine.
Yeah. And that's been my experience. 180 grain, as you saw here, I shot that very well. I shoot a 180 grain for my hunting load, and it's great. I've also got, I use a Hornady 168 grain as well that I hunt with. Actually, I let my nephew hunt with that. And he's, that kid's phenomenal. When he shoots, they drop. so he's a little scary actually. But anyway, is there anything we want to add, Mr. Obvious, other than Bergara, great job?
Yeah. Bergara is putting out good stuff now.
Yeah.
And they make them all like this. They're knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, this is amazing. So yeah, again, thanks to American Gun & Pawn for ordering this for us and getting it in. Mr. Obvious did purchase this with his own money. but yeah, American Gun & Pawn is our local gun store, and I recommend everybody shop local. If you're up and around this way, Dry Ridge, Kentucky, definitely give them a shout. They are an awesome company to work with, very nice guys, and very knowledgeable. So especially when it comes to these optics, they know their stuff. So
yeah, this is a Vortex Diamondback, and that's what in there if anybody's got any questions.
I love that scope. I gotta say, this to me at the ranges we're shooting is the perfect scope.
Yeah,
but that's me.
Yeah.
But all right, well, with that, everybody, remember, keep your knives sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe to Last Minute Man and watch us on
Rumble.